Please subscribe math.com and don't forget to hit the bell icon for new video notification.
Hello everyone. Our today's topic is integration by partial fractions decomposition. In our previous lectures we have seen the different techniques to solve the integration like the different formulas and integration by parts and today we are going to learn another technique to solve the integrals and why and when we will see it later, and we will discuss it with the help of the example. So let's start with why we have to use the partial fraction decomposition to solve the integral. As we have learned about partial fraction decomposition in our previous lectures in the partial fraction playlist of on my channel, you can refer to that in order to understand the concept of partial fraction decomposition. Other than that, we will also discuss it today. So let's see why we need to use the partial fraction decomposition. So we need to use the partial fraction decomposition in order to simplify the more complicated fractions. Whenever we talk about the integrals, we must have the simplest functions inside the integral in order to get their integration, as otherwise it becomes impossible for us to solve the integral. So we want to keep the function as simple as we can. As we have discussed in the integration by parts as well, we need to move towards the simplification rather than the complication. So we have to use partial fraction decomposition in order to simplify the function given in the integral. Then we will find the integration of that function. Then when to use the integration by partial fractions, as we have discussed in integration by parts, that when to use the integration by parts. Similarly, we must know when to apply the partial fraction decomposition if you are given with the question to find the integration. So let's see. Here I have written when you have to apply the partial fraction decomposition. When p of x represent the numerator and q of x represent the denominator are polynomial functions, and q of x should not be equal to 0, and the denominator can be factorized into linear and quadratic factors. Then we can apply the partial fraction decomposition. Then the rational function can be written as a sum of simpler rational functions, as we need simplification rather than complication. And the rule is there must be a polynomial function and its denominator should be factorized into linear and quadratic factors, and it should not be equal to 0. So you have to apply the partial fraction decomposition in that case. So let's have an example. So the example is, this is a polynomial function where we have the numerator and the denominator, and the denominator is not equal to 0, and it has the linear factors in the denominator. Today we are going to discuss the case 1 of this method of partial fraction decomposition, as there are multiple cases. In the next lectures we will discuss the case 2 and 3 as well. In this case we will see the non-repeated linear factors. Now it is clear from here that the factors are non-repeated and linear. How? These are the factors and these factors are non-repeated. Non-repeated means we have x plus 3 one time, we have 2x minus 1 one time, they are not repeating. And linear is the power of x is 1. Now, these are not quadratic. So we are going to discuss how we will solve such function where we have the linear non-repeated linear factors in the denominator. So we will start with, let 5x plus 8 divided by x plus 3. This is actually the method of partial fraction decomposition. You have to follow that exactly in order to simplify this expression. As you can see that otherwise it is difficult for us to find the integration of the given function. So we will equate it to a. It could be any variable. You can take any variable other than x, divided by x plus 3. One factor will be placed below this, plus b divided by 2x minus 1. So you have to make the assumption like this. So let's solve it further in order to find the value of a and b. Then we will take the integral. So it will be equal to like 5x plus 8 divided by x plus 3. So let's take the LCM as 2x minus 1 plus b into x plus 3. It will be divided by the denominator that we have to take the LCM. Now we can cancel like this, and what we are left with? We are left with 5x plus 8 equals to a into 2x minus 1 plus b into x plus 3. Now we will solve this equation for a and b, and once we get a and b, we will put it back into the equation 1, this one. So let's solve it further. Put x equals to minus 3. This is an assumption, because when we put x equals to minus 3, we will this term becomes 0 and we can easily find a. So put x equals to minus 3. So it will be 5 into minus 3 plus 8 equals to a into 2 multiplied by minus 3 minus 1. So what we will get is the value of a, that is equal to 1. So this is the value of a. Now let's solve for b. So for solving the b, we must make a 0. So a can be 0 if we put the value of x as 1 by 2. Then the term of a will be 0. So I'll say put x is equals to 1 by 2 in this equation. So in which equation we have to put the value x equals to 1 by 2 in this equation. So 5 into 1 by 2 plus 8, that is equal to a into 2 into 1 by 2 minus 1, it will be cancelled out, plus b into 1 by 2 plus 3. So when we solve this all, we will get b is equals to 3. So we have got the values of a and b, and we just need to put these values of a and b in the equation 1, and we will get a simplified expression, and we just need to find the integral of that expression. So if I put these values as, it will become in the equation 1, it will become equals to a is what? 1. So I'll write 1 divided by x plus 3 plus what is the value of b? That is 3. So I'll write 3 divided by 2x minus 1. So this is the expression that needs to be replaced by the question in the example that we have given with. So we will replace it and then we will find the integral. So this is equation number 2. So we have to take the integration of this equation. So let's find its integration. It will be like integration of, it was given as 5x plus 8 divided by x plus 3 into 2x minus 1. 2x minus 1. So it was equated to, or it was equated by means of partial fraction decomposition as integration of 1 divided by x plus 3 divided by 2x minus 1. Now we have a simplified expression dx. Now you can easily find the integration of this expression. So let's find it one by one. Integration of 1 divided by x plus 3, it will be separated as dx plus 3 integration of 3 divided by 2x minus 1 dx. So we will use now the rule of integration, where if we have a function in the denominator and its derivative in the numerator, then we just take its natural log and we can write it as natural log of x plus 3 plus, same is the case here. Here we have 2x minus 1. The derivative of 2x minus 1 is 2. So we must have 2 in the numerator, but we don't have 2, so we will multiply and divide by 2 and take the 3 out. So 3 is out, we will multiply and divide by 2 and we'll write it as it is. Then how it will be then? Natural log of x plus 3 plus, take the 2 out, that is in the denominator, as that is of no use here. So 3 by 2, and we have the derivative of the function in the numerator, that is 2. So we can say that we have the derivative of the function in the numerator, that is 2. So we can say that natural log of the function 2x minus 1 plus c. So this is the integration of the given function by partial fraction decomposition. So how easier it is. If we will use the partial fraction decomposition, then it will become easier for you to simplify the given function, and you can easily find the integration by this method. So this is the integration of the given function. So that's all from today's lecture. In our next lecture we will learn about the case number 2, where we will given with the improper rational fraction and how we can find the integration in such a case by using the partial fraction decomposition. Thank you.